Alright, hello. This is Joseph Joestar 316. I present to you Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I will be running the New Game Plus Normal Stealth No Kills category. I will be running through all 7 missions of Ground Zeroes, including the main mission entitled Ground Zeroes. The estimate will be 32 minutes, all RTA tracked. The time will start when I hit OK, and it will end on the last score screen fade in from Jamais Vu, which will start right now. Okay, so I've been running this game since March of this year. I was looking for a new game and a category to run at the time, and Stealth No Kills was very appealing to me because it's a very similar run philosophy when you're going for things like Big Boss, Foxhound, or even just trying to be stealthy altogether. So the very first thing we're going to do is sprint ever so carefully past this spotlight, as well as a guard that's posted by the fence. When you load into this mission, guards move around the map if you just allow the cutscenes to play out, or if you just remain idle. So by skipping the cutscene, you're giving yourself a brief window of opportunity to kind of squeak through. Now, the game tells you to go for Chico, since we're meant to rescue both Chico and Paz. Chico has intel on where Paz is, but since we already know where she is, we're gonna go for her first, for reasons where the middle of the base when you first load in is wide open, so it's a lot easier and faster to get here. While at the same time, going over to Chico, it will also save time over what the game tells you to do. As well as not as many cutscenes and, you know, irregular guard patterns you would have to manage along the way. So we're just setting up the groundwork for getting Paz, and you'll notice that I called in Morpho at the bottom side of the island. I'm giving him a slight head start to get here by the time I get out with Paz. So we're gonna shoot this wall at the corner, which is gonna distract 3 of the 4 guards while I just slowly approach them, trank that guard in the corner, hold up these 3, hold up the last one, trank him if he's in the way, that way I don't bump into him, and then he just blocks me from opening up the cell. So this is Paz. She ain't looking too hot, but, you know, we're gonna get her out. So we're gonna use this flare to ricochet off this wall, and then guards react really weird to flares. They just kind of focus all their attention on it and don't even, you know, pretend like you're even there. They're just unaware of it. Next, we're going to throw another flare, which is going to redirect Morpho to the closest LZ that it's thrown to, which is conveniently right where I'm running to. So now you notice I'm running at full speed while carrying somebody. This is what we call the weightless glitch. It's when you reload your handgun while sprinting through an open door at the same time. The physics just kind of bypasses the fact that you're carrying someone for that moment when you're opening the door, and when you sprint, it puts you into a full sprint. And because of that, the game never programmed loading animations from when you're sprinting while carrying a prisoner. So that's why Paz just kind of disappears. I just loaded her in and then ran away. So we borrowed this tank to get over here while Morpho is flying overhead to exit the area. While we're going to call him back a second time to this LZ where Chico will be. Alright, so we're just going to trank these guards, kind of clear our way to get in. And then we're going to open up this fence to get to Chico. Alright, so now we got Chico. Paz is already on board, so we're just going to get him out and once again do the weightless glitch. Now, sometimes this guard that's over here can get in the way, like he's doing now when Morpho is flying overhead. It's not really RNG, it's just really dependent on how fast you get into the cell area where Chico is to engage that cutscene. For world record pace, you ideally don't want to have to do what I just did to trank him. But for this submission, this will do just fine. And actually, as a matter of fact, that wasn't too bad at all. So the reason why we, you know, in addition to going for Paz first because it's open, the flight exit from this LZ, where we are, to the ending mission area is closer to exit from here than it is to, let's say, pick up Paz last and then fly out here. So it's not as long of a flight, because everything you do, like, adds up. You know, at least once it you know, fades into, like, the score screen credits right here. So, not ideally the kind of time I like to get. But as you can see, you know, the thing that matters for stealth no kills is 0 combat alerts and 0 kills. The time, you know, obviously just for the sake of this run. A lot of these other variables do not really matter that much. But you also notice that there's no reflex, which is something I neglected to mention at the beginning, was stealth no kills does not use reflex. You know, the use of reflex is not only counterintuitive to the, you know, the idea of being stealthy, but reflex actually, you know, can manipulate the IGT, the in-game time. Every time you trigger reflex, the game slows down to give you time to either do a retaliatory shot or like a quick CQC to stop an alert from happening. And because of that, the game time can be skewed a little bit depending on how many times you trigger reflex. But for the sake of stealth no kills, we just have it disabled. Having it shown on the score screen is just an indicator that you have it turned off, aside from just not getting spotted. So that was the main mission, Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes is basically the prologue to MGS5, the Phantom Pain. It's just a lead-in to what then becomes Phantom Pain. But for the rest of these missions now, we're going to be doing a mix of side ops and extra ops. The extra ops are quote-unquote DLC missions, which were patched in, I guess sometime after its initial release in 2014. But for the PC version, which I'm playing on right now, it had it bundled in anyway. So we're now tasked with taking out 2 targets named Claus and Politz. Now you might be wondering, well, wait a minute, Mr. Joestar, you know, you just said this is stealth no kills, and you just grabbed a sniper rifle. You know, what are you doing trying to kill them? Well, there's killing them, and then there's killing them, but not really killing them. So we're gonna demonstrate what that is. So we're gonna post up right here, throw a smoke on the ground, which is our makeshift stealth camouflage. So we're gonna shoot this guy in the arm, and then we're gonna shoot the other target in the arm, like so. Now the smoke just covers my appearance, not really covers the sound of the shots. Okay, so now this checkpoint, checkpoints are allowed in stealth no kill, since again there's a lot of things that could happen, but this checkpoint is done intentionally so that when we zoom back in to where the targets used to be, the game says, hey, you eliminated Claus and Politz. You know, leave the mission area. And you might be wondering, well, wait a minute. All I saw you do was shoot them both in the arm, dive to the checkpoint, and leave. You know, you must have killed them. I mean, the game said you eliminated them. Well, let's ask the game. Did I kill them? I did not.
I'm stunned, boss. I'm glad we're on the same side.
I'm stunned too, Kaz. Well, you might be thinking, well, what just happened? I mean, I saw you shoot them. Well, in Ground Zeroes, if you injure both of your targets and then run back to the checkpoint after doing so, the game advances forward where the targets just bled out. I mean, I don't know, those sniper shots could have came from anybody. I mean, certainly wasn't me, because nobody saw me shoot them. The smoke just covers, you know, for detections. The second smoke that I throw at the Jeep for the pair that stop after they hear both the shots is meant to just distract them, and then maybe shoot one in the leg briefly, just to kind of stun them for a little bit so I can get to the checkpoint. Because if you get detected before you run up to the checkpoint line, you will not get one. But, job well done. So, we're now doing the first and only auto-scroller-ish mission of the run, which is rescuing a special VIP operative, who I will not mention just yet. I'll leave that in suspense. But our main weapon for stealth no kills is this lovely pistol known as the Oregon 5 stun hand cannon. You know, since you can pretty much stun them regardless of where you hit them. It's kind of a one-hit KO weapon. Huh. Actually, it was just in muscle memory trying to play some music, which we're gonna play right here. I feel like I've seen that statue head before. Alright, so the idea with not only trying to take these guys out with the Oregon for the no-kills portion, want to take them out as fast as we can Morpho's flight speed is tied to the guards remaining in the area that you're in. So the faster you take them out, the faster Morpho will move through to go to the next area. Over time, it does add up. So we're just gonna take these guys out and then carefully aim this grenade launcher at the base of the tower. And, you know, just for verification, that is not a kill, because if you aim the explosion away from the guard, it does not count. And trust me, we're gonna be abusing stuff like that throughout this run.
Did he steal that from the enemy? Not bad. Come on!
Alright, so we're just gonna try to take these guys out, followed by this guy at the Jeep. Alright, then take out these guys, followed by a Jeep soon after.
Can you make it to the helipad? Roger that. Request escort.
So, like that tower, we're gonna use this barrel to blow up this Jeep and the guard with it. You know, because like that tower, I mean, if the explosion kills the guard and not the bullet that does it, the game will not consider it as a direct kill, and we use that a lot. So, this is our special VIP guest. So, we gotta provide covering fire while he gets to the exit LZ. Again, just take out guards as soon as you see him, and in this case, since I did not get him, what I'll do is use that barrel I was just talking about to get both of those guys at once. It's a little bit slower, but it'll do the job. There's that marker I put on there earlier. Alright, so I'm gonna try to do this, like, in one stun shot to this truck. If you aim it ever so carefully, right here. Okay, so if you aim it and time it just right, you can actually get that shot to hit through the side passenger window and get the driver in one shot. The timing is a little weird, but not that big of a deal, but it looks cool if you get it.
I'd expect nothing less.
Yeah, he compliments his driving, but I'm the one that's giving him cover fire. Alright, so we're just moving along, and then guess what? Another barrel! Yeah, the barrels are very convenient for a category like this. It just provides less busy work, you know, trying to, like, you know, take out each one individually. Because the Oregon pistol, as much as it's somewhat convenient because it's a one-hit knockout, it's very hard to maneuver with while the chopper is flying. You know, the aiming can be, you know, sort of an issue for most people. But again, we're just going to do the best we can. Because like the other areas, the faster we take these guards out, the faster Morpho moves along to the next area. Wow. Wow, that was an incredible shot. Yeah, sometimes you never know what's going to happen on submissions. Alright, so we got one more guard left. Especially areas like this, it's very important to take these guards out way ahead of time, because if any are left up, it'll actually prevent you from moving on to the next section like this. It'll kind of wait around for you to take them out in order to advance. So same thing, take out this guard, and this guy in the corner. And then once it recognizes that you've taken them out, it kind of moves you into the next section. So again, use the conveniently placed barrels to take out those two. Shoot the driver, passenger, and this guy in the tower. Alright, so we're now gonna start landing. So we're gonna aim preemptively here to get this guy as he spawns in. Try to get this guy in the back. Alright, not to worry. So we're gonna get him, and then this guy in the corner right there. So not too bad. So the outer scroller portion is not really over, but it's kind of paused, because now we actually have to get out and do stuff. Such as blowing up this tank that comes in when you go to rendezvous with the VIP agent. So what we're gonna do is throw two of these grenades up front, one in the back, and then fire a rocket launcher around to the back of the tank, since the back of the tank and underneath the tank are its weak spots. Firing at the front has more armor. I think the side is slightly less. But the back side and underneath, like the belly of the tank, are like the best spots to hit, you know, if you want the most damage. And of course, it wouldn't be a submission video unless if we were fancy. Yeah, Big Boss was practicing that strut before this submission, trust me. So, we got our VIP agent out. We're back in Morpho, just kind of clearing our knee guards remaining. And then this guy at the door. Okay, so one more obstacle left, which is this enemy helicopter. Now, for stealth no kills, you gotta be very delicate with this because you do not want to kill the guy that's in the middle door. So what we're gonna do is aim for the tail, which is enough distance for the explosion to detonate and then not hit the guard that's in the middle right there where my crosshairs is pointing. And you want to take this out in a specific way where you kind of pass over at least once, where you circle around the tower and then blow it up for the last hit. And then what this does is it gives you a faster exit, meaning, you know, Morpho kind of flies at a faster speed, versus when you just kind of spin around the tower a few times and then slowly leave. Because it does make a difference. It saves you, I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing, but I think it's like, maybe like 20 plus seconds if you get this kind of an exit over, let's say, a normal exit. Yo, what's up, Token? Alright, so after all of that, alright, you might be wondering, who was this guy? Why was he so important that we had to provide cover fire? You know, what made this guy so special? Looks sort of familiar. Wait, it can't be.
Snake.
No way. The man, the myth, the voice of God himself. Hideo Kojima.
That was perfect.
Yep. Hideo loves putting himself in the game somewhere. In this case, he did it literally. Oh, man. So, yeah, shoutouts to Hideo Kojima for participating in this submission video. Couldn't have done it without him. But yeah, so the VIP agent is just really Kojima, which, fun fact, if you carry over the save data from Ground Zeroes to your Phantom Pain game, you'll actually have him in your Mother Base staff, which is identical to Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, where you can actually find him in-game and he just joins your Mother Base staff there. So they kind of just did the same idea, but, you know, they just wanted to have more of a flashy entrance, let's say. So, that concludes the helicopter mission. This is now classified Intel acquisition, where we're meant to get a cassette tape. Now, Kaz is going to tell me to go after this spy that's in the base that has the cassette tape. We're not going to do that. It takes way too long, and he's really far into the base. So what we're going to do instead is go after this fake cassette tape that's in a guard tower that's way closer. So we're going to start by pointing the camera at this guard tower as we sprint up here to throw this flare, because if you aim the camera at a guard that's patrolling, it'll actually get them to slow down. But if the camera is pointed away, like I'm doing here, it's going to get them to move around. All of this is just for, like, guard pattern setup, so I don't get detected. So, like the beginning of the game, they just don't really react very well to flares. They just don't even pretend I'm there. So we use that to redirect Morpho from the middle to the top landing zone, as well as holding up that guard. We ricochet that wall to stop a guard from patrolling forward while getting the other one to go on the radio to report the gunshot, while using these smokes I just picked up from that supply rack to this wall there, which is going to smog up this camera. You don't have to shoot it or anything. Like, the smoke is more than enough to kind of, like, obstruct it. So what we're going to do next is throw a smoke over that wall, which is going to distract another guard. Again, just giving me somewhat of a nicer exit. Less likelihood of getting detected. So with the same smokes, we're gonna throw one in the Jeep like so. Put on these NVGs so I can see where I'm driving. And what's gonna happen here is the guards are not gonna really see me because, you know, when the smoke is in the Jeep while you're driving, they don't really see you. It's great from a distance, but it is not good up close. They can see you up close, but for this went really well. You know, this is ideally what you want.
Retrieval complete. I don't think that could have gone any better.
You know, guys, I happen to agree. So that smoke Jeep glitch, it's the same tactic that you see in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain speedruns. It's the same idea, where it's just because of like how the smoke is registered when it's in a moving vehicle. You know, the guards just don't really know how to react to it. They just see like all they see is just a Jeep that's smoking, which is somehow driving. You know, but then again, it's Metal Gear. I mean, you know, expect the unexpected. But that went fairly well. Morpho is not meant to, like, escape. You know, in case you were wondering, well, why'd you call in Morpho and not use it? Well, we're using that as a decoy. In addition to using the smoke to kind of cover our escape. You know, so that's really... Morpho's purpose was just to provide a distraction. Okay, so this is anti-air emplacements. We're tasked with taking out 3 of these 4 possible turrets. We're gonna take out 3 by using this rocket launcher placed here. Because it's New Game Plus, taking out that one in the middle. YouTube that one up close, shooting this barrel over there. Then we're gonna redirect Morpho from the middle to the exit LZ, which I will be going to very shortly. And then once you destroy the 3rd turret, this tank spawns in, which we're gonna run right over here and plant all 5 of a C4. And we're gonna time it as this tank approaches it. We're gonna blow all of it at once. This way, I don't have to like pick the gate with the lock on it to plant it on the road. We just go like this, and just like that, the tank is gonzo. So now at this point, we're just waiting for Morpho to get here, where he's just overhead. So we're just gonna stay here for safety, make sure that nobody sees us to try to exit.
They're headed your way. Speed 500, most likely attack aircraft. 3 minutes until arrival.
Okay, so what he did here is what I was hoping to see, is what we call like a fast landing. Meaning, when Morpho arrives at landing zones, he'll tend to hover in the air, say some dialogue, and then he'll slowly land. Which is what we call a normal landing. Now, a fast landing is when he shows up, and then he just kind of goes to landing immediately. He doesn't really stay idle in the air for too long. And getting this kind of a landing situation saves you about 5 seconds for doing the exact same thing. If you took out the turrets and the tank identically, and you save 5 seconds just for getting a slightly faster pickup. Which that strat...
That was incredible, boss. I don't know how you stay so steady when every...
Guys, it takes lots of practice. But that strat of using the C4 defense was from a run that was shown to me from another speedrunner, Metza, of a run that was done by Hikari MGS. Hikari did ILs of that mission to try to find ways to make it go by faster, and using the C4 defense was a tactic that he used, along with using the iDroid to navigate Morpho rather than, you know, mixing in flare grenades. Just seems to give you more likelihood of getting, you know, more efficient exit, which I thankfully got. So now, we're now starting what's called the extra ops, and, you know, Big Boss has been running and sprinting, jumping up and down stuff, and, you know, he's kind of tired, so we got somebody else to fill in on short notice. You might recognize them. I mean, the outfit looks familiar. I mean, so do the pixelated polygons, and... Wait a minute, that can't be. It's Gray Fox, along with the original Metal Gear Solid 1 menu music. Or so you thought.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Yeah, you did. So,
Boss,
This is basically an MGS1 nostalgia trip. You meant to recreate scenes that are indicative of, you know, the original Metal Gear Solid 1. The Gray Fox skin, out of the 3 skins that you can run this mission with, are unlocked when you complete the quiz at the end. You unlock the MGS1 Snake skin when you do the quiz on normal and ace it, and then you get the Gray Fox skin for doing it on hard for the same mission. The only difference between all the skins available is just, you know, this one gives you faster running speed, which is identical to Raiden's running speed in the next mission we'll be going into next. So I'm gonna try to do this vet glitch right here. So what I just did there is I crawled in and I stood up, which is done just by timing, you know, aiming your weapon and then standing upright by holding your crouch, or in this case X, since I'm on a DualShock 4. This allows you to get to the end of the mission faster, since all you have to do is just reach a line on the floor or in the vent in this situation, and it just saves you a few seconds of crawling. There's actually some pretty neat stuff you could do related to that. But for now, that was Deja Vu. I mean, it goes by as fast as I can try to keep up with it. It's a very short mission, since for any percent, or stealth no kills, I mean, you only have to do 1 out of the 6 cutscenes, so we use the smoke between the spotlights, you know, since it's pretty much on the way out. Okay, so this is Jamevu, so Raiden's gonna take over now. I know, again, it's Metal Gear, and, you know, Raiden being here is just nothing but short of being bizarre, but... So, this is the mission where we have to take out a group of fake guards known as Snatchers, which are these, like, alien things. I kind of took over the guard's original body, and then, I don't know, it gets kind of funky, but we have to take out the Snatchers while tranking the real guards. We cannot kill them, since it is the no kills part of the category. So what we're gonna do is trank this guard on the wall. Sometimes, if you get here a little bit later, he'll be next to the barrel, which kills those 2 Snatchers. If you try to trank a Snatcher, they'll just get back up. You must kill them lethally. So, while that explosion goes off, we're gonna throw a grenade right here. Next, we're gonna take out this camera, followed by that guard, or Snatcher, I'm sorry. And the guard that I tranked at the beginning, with 1 trank, it was meant to act as a timer, so that by the time I get out here, he'll just pass out on his own. And then we're gonna take out this Jeep crew right here.
Interrogate him. Find out what he knows.
Well, I can't really do that if he's dead. You know, Kaz is trying to help, I know.
All Snatchers confirmed eliminated and survivors neutralized.
So, that ends the first half of the Jamevu mission. Now we gotta do this Snatcher guard rush. So, a few items we need to prepare are this C4, which we'll plant here, and then we're gonna regroup with Morpho to trigger the gauntlet itself. And while the door behind me is opening, we're gonna post up on this tower, which will give us a better vantage point to take out these Snatchers that are coming in. So our weapon of choice is the rocket launcher.
Eliminate that one first.
And the reason for this is because the majority of the Snatchers come out of this door.
Nice work.
Which you could take out as soon as it opens. And then the C4 I just detonated takes out a pair of Snatchers that spawn in.
Take him out.
Once you do that. So now we get this helicopter that we gotta take out. So we're gonna fire two rockets into it. It takes 3, but you don't have enough time for that. Because we have another Snatcher wave to dispose of, like so. Followed by 3 more. And now for the trick shot.
Eliminate the reinforcements.
Okay, so we're gonna wait for it to lift up a bit, aim at the tail, and just like that, helicopter is dead. And of course, a friendly shout out to
Kojima Productions.
Yep, shout outs to good old Kojima Productions. And that ends the last mission of all 7. While we load into the last score screen, I just want to, shout outs to Metal Gear speedrunners. I enjoy speedrunning these games, and it's an awesome community to be a part of. Shout outs to One Coleman XOF for pushing me to get better at this category since we've been trading world record for the past, several months. He currently holds the record at 27:32. I'm at 27:45, but, just definitely want to give the guy credit for a lot of the stuff that he's done to get the category where it is. And time will stop as soon as we get the score screen right here.
All right, mission clear. Great work. You leaving already? I'm gonna...
Yeah, I know, Kaz. I know. He's gonna miss me, but, we do have things to do. But that is my submission video for Ground Zero Stealth No Kills. Final time of 29:45. The estimate of 32 minutes is mainly accounting for any things that can happen in any of the missions, especially the first one. I do enjoy this category. It's very short. We've gotten the run underneath 30 minutes. I started this run back in March with a rough draft, time of like 44 minutes, and Coolman, myself, as well as another runner by the name of Wakiyaku, have gotten this time down to where it is today, which is now a sub 30-minute run, now sub 28 minutes. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll take this run into consideration for your submissions, and I look forward to seeing this get in the near future.